Hello and welcome everyone to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you are new here, I am LeeApocrypha. Pleasure to meet you. If you're returning, welcome back, soul family. Thank you so much for being here. Alright. So this is a new deck. I felt really drawn to it. It is actually the Biblical Tarot. I think it's beautiful. And the first card we got is the Nine of Feathers. So I'm guessing that's the Nine of Swords. I just barely got this deck yesterday. It says, "Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken. Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly." Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. Peter denies Jesus, it says. Okay. What I'm feeling from this is that either you or somebody in your energy or who has connected with you is feeling very disconnected and mourning. I'm also seeing something with the throat chakra and the third eye chakra because he has a hand here and here. What is it that you are denying? I feel like this could be multiple ways. For some of you, this is going to be you're denying something within yourself. This could be a belief or your intuition, or you are denying to speak your truth to someone or some kind of situation, perhaps a boss or a partner or a parent. This is, by the way, Matthew 26:75 in the NIV. Which one's that? I don't remember what that version is called. You have to speak your mind and defend your belief. Don't give your back to the guides who have been there for you, supporting you and loving you and caring about you. Just because you don't see them doesn't mean that they're not there. I feel like there's somebody here who denies any kind of spiritual things. Maybe somebody here is atheist, or they call themselves an atheist. They have walked away or moved away from some kind of spiritual belief. This doesn't have to be Abrahamic religion, although it could be. This could also be pertaining to I'm seeing also the occult for somebody. So somebody may have at some point connected with Abrahamic God, saints, angels, or the occult, different practices, whether you are working with Goetia or under angels. I heard Nephilim. So somebody perhaps used to practice high magic and working with very powerful beings, very powerful ancient energies. And I feel like this is a message to somebody who has walked away from their path out of fear or doubt or disbelief. If this is in regards to Abrahamic religion, this could mean that somebody was perceiving something not as what it was. This could have been that you were going to church and the people in the congregation were kind of fucked up or like snobby or, you know, always holier than thou, and they would look down upon everyone, yet they're preaching that God is the only judge. Or this could also be somebody who worked with entities that are known as demons, and they got afraid because a lot of things in their life were kind of turning upside down. And what I'm seeing from this is that that wasn't meant to scare you off. That was an opportunity for you to see what needed to be let go and for you to move forward, cutting the cords and cutting the ties of anything that did not serve you, person, place, or thing. But somebody was scared because maybe they lost a relationship or they lost a job that was important to them. And yet, if you really think about it, there were a lot of issues in that relationship. Maybe the boss of that job did not treat you fairly. And so what I'm seeing here again is somebody may have been feeling very overwhelmed over losing what they had. And instead of being grateful and seeing it for what it is, a blessing in disguise, they're seeing it as a curse, or like putting the blame on God or on their angels or on their demons or on their ancestors. Somebody here is not taking responsibility for their own actions and for their own inaction as well, is what I'm seeing. Now we had some other cards fall out. We have the five of grains, which I'm assuming is 5 of pentacles. It says, the bleeding woman, she said to herself, if I only touch his cloak, I will be healed. This is Matthew 9:21. 5 of pentacles. So it does come with a booklet, but I'm just interpreting based off what I feel and based off what I hear. So 5 of pentacles is usually somebody who feels left out, right? So I feel like somebody may have prayed for an answer and they feel like they're not getting the result that they prayed for. I feel like this is going back, correlating to somebody asking for change and then everything like a tower moment falling apart, and then they're blaming God, like I prayed for positive changes and like you're making my life fall apart. Or they're blaming Lucifer or Jesus or Satan or whoever, when in reality whoever it is who is guiding you, they have good intentions, first of all. Okay, we don't judge here. As long as your intentions are pure, then good on you. Okay? Somebody may be going through financial and health issues. Again, they're denying changes. Don't do things out of desperation. Like she's reaching out to Jesus, right? Now, I don't remember what this story is about, but what I'm getting the sense of here is ask and thou shalt receive. Ask for help, ask for healing, and you will receive it. But don't try to take from others. Don't try to put yourself in a compromising position just to get a foot up, okay? Your guides genuinely want to help you, and they genuinely love you. They see that you're reaching out, but they want you to be sure that when you're reaching out, it's with love and pure intentions, and not out of bitterness and anger or frustration. It's understandable that you may feel that way because of your experiences, because of your past, because of maybe somebody did you wrong. But they want you to know that you're stronger than this situation, and everyone has their issues. Hurt people, and don't become the person that you're trying not to be. Okay? Don't reach out in desperation. I know that there can be, how can I say? It's not that your guides don't want you to reach out when you're feeling like you're at your wit's end. I see it more as like, recognize and realize that there's more that you can do in a certain situation. Okay? There's more that you are capable of. Your spirit guides want you to take your power back from this situation that has happened to you, even if it's your health. If it's your health and you're over here complaining about everything, well, are you doing something to better your health? Are you taking vitamins? Are you eating healthy? I know people don't want to hear this. I've heard it a million times. Well, then you heard it a million times and you haven't done anything about it, then that's your problem. That's exactly part of the issue here. So yes, you can hope and pray and wish for things to get better, but if you don't take action to make things better, then you're just gonna be hoping, praying, and wishing for the same thing that you hoped and prayed and wished constantly. Okay? Your guides are there for you and they do help you, but they want you to realize, like, hey, you have more power in this situation than you're realizing, okay? Like, we're here to hold your hand, but we're not here to do everything for you. We'll hold your hand through the experience, but we're not holding your hand as a, like, you know, to do it for you, okay? Like, I'm getting a scenario where somebody has a child and they're very messy. Instead of being the parent who's gonna clean their room for them, you make sure that they clean their own room. There's nothing wrong with guiding them, being there and helping them a little bit, but if you see that they ask for help and then you go there and you're helping them and all of a sudden they're doing whatever else and they're just, you know that it was just a bullshit bluff for you to do it instead of them to do it, stop what you're doing. Be like, this is your room. This is your mess. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to do it for you. So let's do it together and let's get it done as fast as possible. This doesn't have to take long, or we can make it fun. You could put music and you can get into it. Whatever the case is, I digress. You have more power over this situation than you're realizing. Okay, next we have the Queen of Chalices. This says, Hannah, mother of faith. I was going to say mother of death, and it's the 13, although she's the Queen of Chalices. So maybe there's something correlating with the death card too, which has to do with changes and transformations. It says, I prayed for this child, and the Lord has granted me what I asked of him. So now I give him to the Lord. For his whole life he will be given over to the Lord. 1 Samuel 1:27 through 28. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is, if you promise something to your spirit guides, if you do this for me, pretty much I'm making a deal, okay? I know some people only want to say, oh, you're selling your soul to Satan or something if you do a deal or whatever. I have known people who make deals with God too. So it's the same thing. A deal's a deal, regardless if it's with your boss or with your parent or with God or with whoever else. A deal is a deal. So what I'm seeing here is respect what you promised you would do if you received whatever it was that you asked for, and do your damn best to make sure that you're doing the best that you can to upkeep that promise. So if you ask to win the lottery, oh, if I win the lottery, I'll pay all the debts of my family and I'll start my business, and yet you win the lottery and here you are just blowing it off, spending it on bullshit that you don't even need, trust me, it's gonna end like that, and you would have truly dishonored your guides. Okay, so if you make a promise, if you say, if you help me with this, I in exchange will give you this or do this for you, then keep your promise. And if you need to make some kind of adjustments or whatever, something, then that's something between you and whoever you made that promise to, even if it's your partner. You make a promise to your partner, don't bullshit them. Don't pull their leg. Don't dishonor them. Because then you will lose your credibility. No one will want to work with you or deal with you or trust you. And that will be your fault. Okay? So, whatever it is that you promise, do your damn best to fulfill that promise. Your side of the bargain, okay? And again, if you need to make some kind of adjustments, if you're realizing something isn't right or it's not quite working, then you need to figure that out with your spirit guide. Okay? And for some of you, what's set in stone is already set in stone. So there you go. All right, let's see. We have the King of Grains. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. This is Joseph in charge of Egypt. Excuse me. It says, so Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. Genesis 41:41. We could see this land is thriving. There are barrels of grains. There are people lined up, dressed well. The king is dressed well. The land is upkept, clean, nice. Some of you are asking for a leadership position. And what this is saying here in regards to kind of what we were mentioning previously, if you're asking for a leadership position, don't hold back. Don't take a step back. If you're granted a promotion, don't treat yourself or don't act like you are who you were. You are in a new position. Take up the mantle and stand for what it is that you believe and what it is that you need. Recognize as well that being a leader is not about, oh my God, I hate this fucking quote. Too many chiefs and not enough Indians or whatever. I fucking hate that quote. I heard somebody say that and they're like militant kind of person. And I'm just like, in my head, ew. Being a leader in a team is about hearing out what your team members have to say. If they're not doing what they need to do, then it's your job as the leader to delegate tasks to them. If they're just sitting there and you're just going on bitching about how too many people are putting their 2 cents into something and they're not doing anything, and you're the leader, then that's on you. Then delegate a task to them to do. But don't be upset when they're over here trying to give you some advice or try to give you some kind of like something that can help. Okay? A true leader, a good leader, is going to hear out what anybody has to say and move away their own pride and their own ego and realize they are just the face of the organization. They do not own the people in the organization. They are the face of that organization. Without all those people, they're fucking nothing. So remember that. If you're in a role, a position, a power, some kind of authority, even a teacher is nothing without students. And remember, a good teacher learns from their students just as much as the students learn from the teacher. Okay? Let's see what's under the deck. We have the 6 of Chalices. This says Jesus and the children. Interesting, because we were just talking about teaching. It says, when Jesus saw this, he was indignant. He said to them, let the children come to me and do not hinder them, For the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. Mark 10:14. Okay. Alright, so this is a message for somebody. You may be a parent, or there may be somebody who you're connected to who's feeling very guided to something in particular. This could be a spirit guide. This could be a certain career path. What I'm seeing here is that somebody may be trying to block this person, whether it's a child or an adult, from pursuing what it is that they love and what makes them happy, or what they feel intuitively guided to spiritually. Okay. And I'm seeing, get out of the way. It's not you, like, for example, if it's not something that's going to harm somebody, then you have no say in what this person is into. So for example, if this is a child who maybe the parent wants them to be in football and they want to be in art class, like, yeah, you're the parent, but who the fuck are you to force your child to do something like football that they really don't want to do? I think it's important to make sure that children are placed in an organization, a group that's going to help uplift them and connect them to their talents and to their goals in life and to learning how to work as a team. But don't be rigid as to what that has to be for them. They are not you. Just because you were in marching band doesn't mean that your kid wants to be a band geek. Maybe they want to be a cheerleader. Just because you played, I don't know, tennis doesn't mean that your child is into sports. Maybe they want to dance. So what I'm seeing here also, even if your family is religious, whether it's Abrahamic or not, and this one child is feeling guided to like Sekhmet or another god or goddess or a different saint or a different religion, then I think it's important to allow them to explore healthy avenues of healing and of growth and expansion. We are limited to our own beliefs and what we perceive, but that does not mean that that is what's best for somebody else. Okay? I know that, because I am going to put the name Biblical Tarot in the title, for example, perhaps, and as soon as I mention Lucifer and Satan or whatever, people are going to be like, oh my God, you're evil and give yourself to God or something, like, how dare you, or whatever. I believe that if you have good intentions and you feel guided somewhere, then there's a reason. And that's part of your path. And not everybody is going to understand that, and that's okay. But get yourself out of the way. Put your ego away. This isn't about you. You focus on your own life and allow somebody else to be who they are. As long as nobody is harming anybody, then you have no say. All right? So, love you guys. Take care. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.